Oh man, oh man, oh man. Hello, hello. All right, we're going to get started here soon. We're going to wait for more people to join in. Tyler Perry is loving you is wrong. Get great gamer. This is the video everybody has been wanting me to do. I'll be breaking down Angela Robinson's interview with ABC Soaps magazine that came out, I believe it was last week or earlier this week. I forgot. All right, see the audience is slowly growing, so take your time, take your time. We're in no rush. I feel like this might be one of the most or last in-depth articles I'll be doing before we actually get to the premiere episode. All right, now pretty much how this one is going to work. You should see the article on your screen. Of course, we have the chat. Let me see if I can slide this over. Yeah, we have the chat here. Let me make the article bigger. There we go. There we go. All right, let me know if you can see the print there, because what I'm going to do is simply read off some of the dialogue. Well, excuse me, the article itself, and then we'll just pretty much discuss it. All right. Now, what we're going to do, oh, just one moment. Okay, good. I'm glad to see we have the, oh, hello, Creative Hands, Matthew, Daquan, Ramoni Vlog, 69C Denise. Second, we have a caller coming in. Hello?
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
How are you today?
Hey, all right, and yourself?
All right. I'm trying to pull up this live stream on my TV.
Okay, great. Take your time.
Yeah, so I can watch you on here.
Oh, perfect. All right. Well, you won't see my face, I don't believe, but what you'll see is pretty much the live stream itself. I have pictures of the magazine article that Angela Robinson did about a week ago for a magazine. And what we're going to do is just simply read through it, and what we'll do is just pretty much break it down. I feel like this will probably be one of the last in-depth live streams before the episodes come out next week. But I just figured that this
Yeah.
magazine might be the best thing to save for last.
I just hope this might clear up some confusion because I'm confused like what the world's going on with her character.
Yeah, everybody's talking about if she's dead or alive. I've gotten to the point where I've just like, look, I've talked about it enough. I feel like we've gotten everything we're going to get. And we just got to wait
Yeah.
and see, wait and see. Because people are flipping out the fact that, you know, they updated the Has and Have Not Facebook page, the cover photo, but there's no Veronica.
That really shocked me when I saw that. I was like, they removed her? How the hell did they do that?
I mean, it's just crazy. It's just crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. All right.
So,
Oh, go ahead.
so
Yeah, just let me know when you're able to pull it up on your TV there.
I got it.
Okay. All right. So what we'll do is simply just go through the. There are 2 pages to the article. You know, I kind of zoomed it, and then I'll move it up and down as necessary. But for starters, you know, the title's called "Off the Rails." We have Angela Robinson here talking about OWN's hot TV show. Now, the Haves and the Have-Nots concluded last season by giving the she-devil Veronica her due. Son Jeffrey's lover Justin, with assist from Justy's baby mama Melissa. I like how they worded that. Sent the villainous car flying through the air in a jaw-dropping accident. As you'd expect, fans thought last season was as good as it gets. Honestly, I don't feel like it was great. It was a decent season, but it wasn't that good, you know? And they said, Mommy Dearest.
You don't think it was?
Yeah, I feel like, it was a decent season. It had its moments, but let's say if I had a DVD set, it wouldn't be the season I would rewatch the most. I mean, I feel like some things dragged on too much, but they had some great moments like Mama Rose, Hannah's reaction to Quincy Jr. being dead. All-time favorite moment was the Hannah and Candice standoff at the funeral home. But I just feel like there were some things that kind of dragged on too long. And then it says, Mommy Dearest portrayer Angela Robinson with a last says, but it goes off the rails this season. So we move down to the bottom of the page. It says, is Veronica headed to hell? I mean, if anything, she might be the main one. And we have, let's see here. When OWN's primetime soap returns on Tuesday, January 2nd, that should be the 9th. The race to the terrifying scene is on, and here's the part that gets my interest. The story picks up right there at the car, and there's definitely a lot of drama. Robinson previews in the character. There's firemen and everyone around trying to save me. So that lets us know, even though the car is upside down in flames, Veronica seemingly is alive in there. She just needs help to get out.
Yeah. I'm looking at the photo right now. Side of the car is up in flames.
Yeah, I'm trying to blow it up here. Yeah, there we go.
The other side is have any flames at all.
Yeah, in the pit. Yeah, if you notice, like the door is open right there. Let me see if I can make it even bigger here. Yeah, there we go. Now you'll see a young lady on this end. That's clearly Melissa. And then Angela Robinson says the actress hopes Melissa's baby survives. If Veronica doesn't have that leverage over Jeffrey, she says she might have a death wish too, meaning that if Melissa's baby doesn't survive, her unborn grandchild, Veronica might become semi-suicidal herself. There's just no telling.
Excuse me. That way. Not that way. I'm on my. So, yeah, she just looked like there's a lot of flames in that car. I don't understand why Melissa wanted her sister to get out. At least Benny did pull Quincy out the other side of the car.
Well, for Benny's, for Benny's plan, for not to cut you off, but for Benny's plan with Quincy, Quincy had to be alive. That's why he got the drugs from Warlock. He planted them on Quincy, took Quincy's phone, called 911 saying like, I'm in an accident. My name is Quincy Maxwell. His plan was to get Quincy out of jail, put him in the wreck, find the information to get Quincy Jr. back, and then put Quincy away in jail for good, because Quincy was released on bail, but when it comes to drugs, there wouldn't be any bail for Quincy. With Melissa, she clearly wanted Veronica dead. Like, I'm guessing Melissa's just going to be sitting there the whole time, not even trying to help. Yeah, I don't think Melissa would help Veronica even if she was crying and pleading for her help.
And Melissa, let me tell you something. Melissa arrangement with Veronica in this baby situation, she kind of acting like she's having a Candice moment. She agreed to something, and then when stuff doesn't work out the way it's supposed to, she's in there doing regret or whatever. I don't know what you want to call it. She's blaming everybody else for her fault.
Oh, I agree. Yeah.
And now it's like she against Veronica. You thought that her and Veronica would have been close. They agreed to this.
Yeah, it's like I did eventually feel sorry for Melissa, but at the same time, she's not blameless. I understand that she did what she did to help out her family, specifically her father, but at the same time, it's like Jeffrey is a good man and you literally ruined his life. So I don't feel sorry for her in that respect. I do feel bad that Jeffrey was talking down to her the way he was, but at the same time, I tried to put myself in his position. Like, I'm 26. I'm not dating anybody. I'm just trying to imagine if my mother was trying to hook me up with a girl just to get grandchildren. The girl is like nice, but I feel betrayed. Like, not to get too personal, but I'm not really afraid to say, like, I'm saving myself for marriage. So if a girl gets me drunk, pretty much forces herself on me, and then I find out she's pregnant, I'm going to be really pissed off. at my mom, at the girl, I wouldn't want to have anything to do with her. But when it comes to the Jeffrey situation, it's like, if those two would have worked together a long time ago, remember when she took that pregnancy test in the hotel with Candice and Jeffrey in the room? Instead of Jeffrey like, you're not going to have this baby, and then having her lash out, if those two actually worked together, I think they would have gotten out of Veronica's grasp a long time ago. Melissa at this point, let's talk about the Melissa here and now. We learned that Melissa's mother treats her kind of like Jeffrey is treated by Veronica. Like, there's no love whatsoever. If anything, the both of them only have one loving parent, and that's their fathers. The thing about Melissa is, remember, she did what she did because Veronica was going to help save their family business, which was going bankrupt, which was caused by her father's cancer, which had him out of commission, and they didn't have the money from the business to pay for his medicine. So her father was the main reason she put herself up to be, well, Jeffrey's baby mama, so to speak, for her dad. But since her father is dead, indirectly because Veronica wouldn't give him the medicine, Melissa really doesn't have anything or anyone to live for. So that's why I say, you know what? If the cars flipped up like that and Melissa got out of the car herself, she's not going to help Veronica. And I don't know if you saw my other videos or saw tvguide.com, but they say in episode 2, so I'm thinking on January 16th, they say that Benny and Mitch arrived to the scene of a horrible accident and try to help out. So that's telling me that Melissa either gets herself out of the car, like in that picture, that might be from the season premiere or from episode 2. We don't know. What I'm guessing is Melissa gets herself out of the car, just sits there, and I'm just speculating here. Let's say Benny and Mitch show up in episode 2 and they see Melissa and they'll be like, hey, is there anybody else in the car? I would not be surprised if Melissa says no, and then you hear Veronica screaming for help in there. I can see that happening. I can see that happening. But of course, Veronica wouldn't give a damn about herself. I feel like Veronica is more likely to say, is the baby okay? Like, you know, Veronica might come out with a burnt face looking like Two-Face from Batman, but her main concern is going to be Melissa. Well, actually the baby, excuse me. But let's kind of go back up here to the article here. Let me just see. Oh, here's another good picture. Veronica is so homophobic that she sent her son to prison, hoping the experience would make him say, Mama, I'll do whatever you want. Just get me out of here, says Robertson. I definitely agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, about the burnt face, there's a video on. It says the surgeon, I think, face fixed, don't you?
Oh, I'm sorry, you kind of broke up there. Could you say that again?
You know, there's like a list of episodes where it's, you said there's one that's listed called the surgeon. I think Ron's going to pass the surgeon to get that face fixed.
Yeah, that would be interesting. I think that would be pretty interesting to find out. You know how much she prides herself on her look, which is ironic because remember after David confronted her about, you know, setting the house on fire with him in it, is like, were you trying to kill me? Veronica's like, I wasn't trying to kill you, baby. I just wanted to scar up your face a little bit. You know, enough so no other woman will want you but me. And I'm just like, that would be ironic if she pretty much got put in the same situation. And let's see here. Oh, this paragraph right here caught my interest. While viewers will be left guessing the fate of the suicidal Melissa, it's a sure bet that Veronica herself won't give up without a fight. I believe that. But where does that leave Jeffrey? David is Jeffrey's only hope at this point, Robinson suggests, adding that the young man's father, and we're going to cut it off right there because it continues on the next page. Couple things here. If Melissa is seen in this picture, it looks like she's alive without a doubt. Like, you know, her condition after leaving the vehicle, I don't know, she might be a little banged up, but I don't know, we'll have to see. When it comes down to Jeffrey in jail, yeah, David is his only hope at this point. If Veronica is like in a coma, she's dead, she's amnesia, whatever the case may be, David is his only hope out of getting out of jail. So what are your thoughts on that?
Well, as far as David's been his only, she like, I'm locked up, she probably just said, I'm done.
Yeah.
You're not, I'm not listening. So pretty much David is his only hope. Veronica's not going to get him out.
Yep, that's right. All right, let me go ahead and put up page 2. And yeah, David's pretty much going to be furious about his wife orchestrating their son's arrest. He's been pretty patient with Veronica, but this could be the the breaking point for him, and that makes me wonder. Veronica's been with has David has put it with so much stuff from Veronica. I mean, I'm more interested in the fact that, let's see, she let Quincy out of jail, sent him to attack their son, had Melissa pretty much blackmailed him with jail with the black sedan, got him to pretty much set up this scheme to get Melissa pregnant and then marry. So I'm just wondering, like, Jeffrey in jail would be the breaking point. I feel like David should have broke a long time ago.
Well, I have catch 22 about this David, his family situation. I think David should have Veronica too, because like more and more kids, you see their reasons or whatever. And I think this grandchild that she said home is like having a second child. She she's seen Catherine with her two kids, she's seen Hannah with her two kids, and she's like, man, I only got one.
Yep.
So child is a supplement to the fact that she can't have another two.
Pretty much. And then the fact that Jeffrey didn't grow up into the man she wanted. So with this grandchild, it's more like back to the drawing board. Yeah. And speaking. Oh, go ahead.
That's why she's desperate for this grandchild.
Oh, definitely. And then we get to the next part of the interview, which is really good. Jeffrey's new nightmare, not to read it verbatim, but just to go over it. Basically, with Jeffrey in jail and Justin being a cop, he has full access to Jeffrey whenever he wants. And Robinson says the way the story has it, played out, is like he has to put up with that. So I feel like, Justin being obsessed with Jeffrey and Jeffrey pretty much being locked up in a box, that's going to be pretty interesting. It even says here that behind bars, Jeffrey's claustrophobia will be the least of his problems. Now, I don't know if he has claustrophobia, especially after he was in jail before, but the only difference was he was in between the cells of Veronica, himself, and then Jim and David. And moving up here, let's see. Yeah. Well, back to the Justin thing. I believe that was the last part on Justin. It will be interesting to get Jeffrey's reaction to when Justin says, like, hey, I ran your mom off the road and your baby mama. Like, I don't know if he knew Melissa was in the car as well, but the fact that he knew he got Veronica, I just want to know what Jeffrey's response to that is.
Jeffrey probably ain't gonna care.
Yeah.
I think Jeffrey gonna, it's gonna be like one of those oh well type of situations. Oh well. I mean.
Well, I
I
mean.
don't think honestly, because with his mom, I don't think he would care.
Yeah, I mean, I will say this much: when David was saying don't go down to the courtroom, and he's like, I got a plan for your mom, and then Jeffrey's like, what are you going to do? You're not going to hurt her, are you? And it's like, I'm not going to hurt your mother. So there is still some concern there. I'm just wondering what she'll do. I feel like I just want to know what his reaction is. And then Justin's going to be like, look, she's out of the way now. We can be together and this and that. So I'm just wondering how Justin is going to approach that situation. Not to mention, will his wife tell his mother, Pearl, about him being gay and what her response is going to be? Because we haven't seen Pearl in such a long time. Yeah. And that's going to be interesting in itself. Yeah.
Yeah, that judge don't tell her mother-in-law what's going on. You best believe she is.
Oh, yeah.
She probably can't wait till we the bench go make
And let's see here. Going on, we have... Now, this is the part that has me interested but kind of concerned. Candice is off the hook for Quincy's murder because, well, Jeffrey is arrested. Warlock is dead, so she's free from him. Now we have... Will she actually let Jim slide for his role in her little boy's death? Now, that's interesting. I really don't know what to make of that. Are they talking about how Jim was bragging that he had a sharpshooter, which is definitely not true? Or is it because... let me see. Is it because Jim let Warlock out of jail? Warlock had Hannah followed, and because Hannah got followed, Warlock knew where Candice was staying, leading to the shootout. So I'm wondering what that actually means there.
Candice ain't gonna get that.
Okay. Let's see. And then she goes on to say she has this amazing opportunity or this option to go away with Charles, become the first lady, and have her whole past erased. Or I'm going to go back into the life. Pretty much the fact that she's not going to let go of her old lifestyle of revenge, deception, blackmail, and pretty much just, and this is it. I'm going to back into life more ruthless than ever, which leads to her getting revenge on everybody else. So I feel like Candice is going to have this golden opportunity and just throw it away, because I've always said that she can have everything she wants in the world, but if there's a chance to get back at somebody or to get revenge or to blackmail or whatever, she's going to throw that away just to actually go ahead and, you know, yeah, she'll just throw that golden opportunity away to go back to that life. I mean, you are who you are no matter what you dress up in, no matter where you go.
That's true.
Yeah. And then we get to the ending of it. If we know anything about Candice, she's likely to find a way to do both, but I feel like if she spreads herself too thin, she's eventually going to fall. Meanwhile, Erica will continue playing David like a well-worn deck of cards. I feel like Erica and David are going to last the entire season, just because it looks like in the trailer, Jim is going to have a number 10, who's most likely somebody Candice sets him up with to get revenge. So you can imagine Jim and David both talking about their new young women, because they're both going through divorces now, and then it turns out they're both being played by these women taking their money. So I feel like Erica's probably around to stay for this season.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just don't know what was the point around. What point did she serve? I mean, I thought she would be the one killed in that accident.
Yeah, I mean, after Candice found out what she was really about, then I thought she was dead, literally. I mean, aside from being eye candy slash marking David, I really don't see what her role on the show is anymore.
I'm not talking about Eric, I'm talking about Melissa.
Oh, sorry, yeah, Melissa. Yeah, if Melissa died, I wouldn't have been upset, because I feel like her character has been, pretty much, ended. Like, her father died. That was the reason she did everything she did. So I don't know why she's still around. Yeah, I agree. I just wonder what her reaction is, if Veronica climbs out of that car. Like, what kind of revenge she would want to get on Melissa.
Who, Veronica?
Yeah.
Oh my. You don't even want to know.
Yeah. And we get to the final paragraph. Pretty much it's talking about Benny and Mitch getting into a get-rich-quick scheme, which I feel will blow up in their faces. Jim is trying to get back in Catherine's good graces. Hannah's trying to accept her grief. Pretty much Quincy Jr. And that's pretty much it, but
Yeah.
I'm just interested to see how things are going to play out. It looks like we are set up for a good season. I just hope the execution makes the hype worth it, especially the Veronica factor.
That's true.
Yeah.
Who do you think want to pull Veronica out of the car, though?
When Benny and Mitch get to the scene, it lets me know that Veronica's probably going to be in the car for at least the entire first episode into the second episode. Now, if Benny and Mitch save Veronica, I just wonder what she'll do in terms of being in debt to them. She owes them her life, the fact that Benny owed her for the legal favors, and then the fact that she's getting saved by a Malone. I wonder what that means for her relationship with Mama Rose, possibly. I'm thinking if we have, I'm thinking if the, firefighters and police are there, it would not surprise me if the story ends up on the news that Benny and Mitch Malone helped save Veronica Harrington. Best believe Mama Rose is going to get wind of this. It's not that she's going to be upset with Veronica. It's just like, my grandson risked his life to save you. Now you owe us a favor. There's no telling what's going to happen with that. I can see that possibly happening.
She's going to be the one to get them all off.
Yep. I feel that.
She's going to it means that she had to choose between because of what Vinny and Mitch did.
Yeah, I agree. And then the fact that, there's just so many storylines that can come from this redemption. I mean, The cast members were talking about how the show is about redemption, reaping what you sow, facing the consequences for ill-made decisions. So I feel like this season definitely has a lot of potential, but the execution needs to be a lot better. Like last season was good, but it kind of dragged on in some areas. Now, definitely going to be watching very closely. I feel like everybody's going to be watching the first couple episodes just to see what happens with Veronica. Like if they keep her in the car during the first episode, I don't think the episode preview for the 16th should reveal anything. Keep us guessing. I want that. Don't drag it on too long now, but keep us in suspense. Make me want to watch.
Okay.
Yeah,
that sounds like a good idea.
That's what I feel. All right. Well, finally, I'm glad we dissected this article, because when I first read it, I was shocked. I mean, the picture itself of the upside down car on fire, that was one thing, but I love how Angela broke down all the characters and what they'll be doing, aside from maybe, I think Wyatt was an Oscar, or like the few characters not mentioned in this.
Well, Wyatt's storyline is stagnant. He just gonna keep doing the same old, same old. So it wasn't even worth a sentence or two.
Yeah.
He's gonna either keep on his recovery path or relapse, one of the two. So that's basically been his storyline. He has not got a girlfriend or married or have a baby or nothing like that. He just an alcoholic or drug addict, either recovering or relapse. That's basically his storyline. So it was even.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Well, any closing thoughts on the subject before we finish up tonight?
Well, you guys have a good night, and thanks for having me on again. It's been fun. This is going to be a bumpy ride for this season, and I can't wait till it starts.
All right, we only got a couple more days, but as always, good for you to join the live stream tonight, and I hope you try to keep warm.
You too.
All right, well, everyone, it's definitely a privilege to speak with more fans, but finally, we went over the article. I feel like, the video itself wasn't super long because, to be honest, I've discussed the magazine article in a lot of other videos and live streams, but with that being said, we just got a couple more days left. Friday, the weekend, Monday, and then Tuesday. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below on the magazine article, and I'll talk